Ms. Johnson is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both for being here today. In April, my colleagues on the Republican side passed the SAVE Act, which further restricts married women, naturalized citizens, and our military members overseas from exercising their ability to vote. I want to specifically point out that this bill does not include any exemptions for our service members, and instead would require them to register to vote in person in the United States, creating a significant administrative and financial burden. I propose an amendment to allow folks to register to vote by mail, which in this country has been doing safely for decades, and that amendment was voted down by Republicans on this committee and again in the House floor. And this is very troubling to me. So I have some questions about when our service members enlist to serve in the military, are they automatically registered to vote?
Thank you, Representative Johnson. They're not automatically registered to vote. However, they're given the tools and training to know that they have the opportunity to vote. Once they're enlisted, they're on active duty, right? And then they have those. So
if they're not registered to vote at the time they're enlisted, then they want to register to vote. Under the SAVE Act, they would be required to physically leave their station post abroad and fly to their home residential jurisdiction to register to vote. Is that correct?
Thank you for the question. With the SAVE Act specifically, the department will take that for the record with a formal response back.
I understand that, but we passed that law, so we know what the law is, and I'm understanding you're not really wanting to comment on it, but I'm trying to ask some questions about the practical applicability to that. So if, under that law though, what hurdles would a service member have to do to get leave to be able to fly home and register to vote in their county if they wanted to exercise their right to vote if that bill ultimately succeeds?
We'll take that for the record.
Would they have to take a leave to fly home?
We'll have to take that for the record.
I'm sorry, what?
We'll have to take that for the record.
So you're not going to answer my question?
I mean, due to the breadth and depth of the legislation, the department will take it back and go through our formal
question is not taking it back for the record. My question is, what steps would a service member have to do to take a leave of absence to be able to come home to register to vote? What's involved in that?
Yes, ma'am. It's outside of my portfolio when we're looking at the entitlements and the benefits to the specific service members, so I'll have to take that back for the record. Okay. So because I'm just very troubled by that whole situation. Anyway, the next question I have is, how many employees does FVAP currently have? And has this changed since January? And has the administration's federal hiring freeze impacted FVAP's ability to conduct its mission?
We currently have 7 employees, and we are able to carry out the requirements under UOCAVA.
Has your employees been reduced in force since January? Has that level changed since that time?
We have had a couple of our employees who have taken retirement packages.
How many employees of your agency took early retirement pursuant to the administration's RIF?
3.
3. And you have 7, so 30% of your workforce? Is that right? And do you need any additional resources or funding in order to carry out your mission?
Under the current resources and funding, we're able to carry out the requirements of the law.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a statement from Janessa Goldbeck, a Marine Corps veteran, former voting assistance officer, and the CEO of Vet Voice Foundation, a nonpartisan organization of nearly 2 million veterans and military families nationwide.
Without objection.
Thank you for your time, and I yield back.
Gentlewoman yields back.